How many of you are not prepared for Yuri on Ice? Yes, good. How many of you have not seen Yuri on Ice? Mostly male. It's great. This panel will have spoilers, just FYI. It will also be filled with high-pitched screaming.
That's me, sorry.
Yeah, we're just getting our AV set up. We had an emergency. We needed to eat. That was the emergency. I lied.
It was an emergency.
It's an emergency. It was Arby's, by the way. The Arby's did not survive. Tragic, but RIP in pieces. Arby's. My belly. 2017. Beautiful. So wait, what does your shirt say? Yuri Katsuki, number one.
No, come here, Mom. She's Yuri's mom.
Oh, you're Yuri's mom. Oh, Hiroko. Have you lost weight? Beautiful. She got the wiggle down and everything. Me gusta. Do I look the same even though I drink? What does that even mean? That's so rude. Wow, you drink all the time and you're not old and ugly and wrinkled. What a surprise. Fun fact, did you know that Yuri's mother is younger than Hiroko? No, wait, Hiroko is that person. Minako. Yeah? Minako's like 50 and you're like 48 or something like that.
She still calls you senpai though.
Huh?
She calls her senpai though.
Oh yeah. She is senpai. She's great.
She looks so good.
Yes. How is the weekend going so far?
Wonderful.
Wonderful? That's good. That's what we like to hear. Yes.
You want a flower crown?
I do!
It's my last one.
Oh! Thank you. Now I can be beautiful. It didn't work. Thank you. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but thank you. Are we going to have a sing-along?
Yeah.
It's on the TV, but I don't know where the remote is. That was not the correct one.
I think it's the third one from the left, Marianne.
That's just loud.
Dancing on your place, you set my heart on fire. Don't stop us now. The moment of truth. We were born to make history. We'll make it happen. We'll turn it around. Yes, we were born to make history. Born to make history. Born to make history. Don't stop us now. The moment of truth. We were born to make history. We'll make it happen. We'll turn it around. Yes, we were born to make history. We were born to make history. We were born to make history.
That's it, that's the whole panel.
Yay!
You can leave now.
Okay, who'd be satisfied though?
Dean Fujioka, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, A+, good job. The extended version of that song is just as pretty.
Yes.
Almost as pretty as our lovely Yuri Katsuki. Thanks, Mom. We gonna shut the doors?
One of them. I mean, screw it.
Okay, speaking of screw it, who started watching Yuri on Ice like when it was first coming out? Get it? Who binge watched it after the whole thing was out? Who binge watched it up to like episode 10 and then had to wait 2 weeks for finales? I love it. When I first watched it, I was going through Crunchyroll and I was like, okay, this looks cool. I love me a good sports anime because who doesn't? And I watched it. I was like, why have I not heard of this? Why isn't everyone talking about this? When was this posted? How long has this been a thing? And I looked and it had been posted half an hour ago on Crunchyroll. Okay, let's ground floor this. that's fine. And you watch the first episode and you're like, this is kind of gay. And then you watch the second episode and it's like, yeah, this is wow. This is kind of gay. And then you watch episode 3 and you're like, this might actually be gay. And then you watch episode 4 and it's like, okay, y'all slow down. Because we had 8 episodes left and you're stuck on a PG rating. If you keep making it successively more and more shippy, there's only so many directions you can go.
What if the movie were R-rated? Could you imagine? I don't know.
I've written that fic.
I don't know
read
if
that fic.
It's called Victor on Ice.
Yes.
I read it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It was sensual.
It was really sensual. Yeah. Yeah. I posted that like right after episode 2 came out.
Wow.
And so it's like one of the top hit victory fics on AO3 because
Amazing.
What's up?
Amazing.
Can I propose a retitling calling it Katsudam?
Hey. Japanese puns-ish. I always love whenever those like graphics go around where they're like, sorry, Masen, nani the hell.
Everything is going to be daijoubu.
Chill kudasai.
Chill kudasai.
Man,
This one actually just came back from Japan and
Yeah.
got to see all of the merch and stuff.
did you go to Yuri on Museum?
I
tried.
tried. It had only been open for 2 days when I was there, and I
But
was
she
in
did
the
buy me
building.
stickers.
I tried to go. I was in the building where Yuri on Museum was.
I don't
bought
know.
stickers from the building where Yuri
I
on Museum is.
like every time I see little additional transcripts. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, in Japan they currently have an exhibit called Yuri on Museum, which is like a walkthrough attraction where they have real life costumes, they have like still shots, they have
They spray cologne near the Victor stand-up.
Yeah, there's a
So the museum is also narrated in character by the voice actors, and there's like about
Chris and Victor.
there's
six-
5.
five
There's
or
5.
6 different
Yeah.
ones that you can choose between to listen to, which would have been no help to me because I don't speak Japanese.
I just
But-
won't listen.
yeah.
Toshi.
So true.
But it's great because you can get like Yuri and Victor narrating it, and apparently they like
One of them
Yuri.
is Victor and Chris.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
and Chris has another accident while calling out Makachin's name apparently.
Well, no, because he's looking at the tissue box.
Ugh.
Extend from that what you will.
Chris, I
think
love you,
Yuri
but come
Yurio
on.
is one.
Oh, that's
I
fun.
think Yuri and Yurio is one.
Yes, and
I love
Yurio and JJ for some reason.
Yeah, that one was actually one.
Yeah, and best friend squad, Pachit and Yuri.
Call
You
me,
can have that.
call me King.
They did not like that.
Haters, man. Okay, let's see here. Bring my PowerPoint back up so it's actually working. Start slideshow. There we go.
Let's just
Okay. So, the thing that was most impressive about Yuri on Ice is the 5th best-selling anime. Full stop.
Is it? I
It
thought
is.
it was from the last 20 years. Because I saw a graphic and the
I
only
think,
thing
I
that
think it's the
showed.
last 20 years, and then it's like the 6th
Yeah.
overall or something like that. But it's still a year, and it's up there with
One Piece.
Evangelion and One Piece.
Yeah.
And
I was surprised when I went to Japan that there was not as much Yuri on Ice stuff as I would have thought.
'Cause they
given
bought
that
it all.
is so successful.
they bought it all. They can't keep it in stock.
That
Yeah.
may be so. That could be so. But just in general, like you see haiku stuff. I can check. I'm pretty loud, but okay.
But you see a lot of like Haikyuu was super popular because it just came out, and Attack on Titan
5 years ago.
No, the new,
Yeah, there's a new season. Noob.
and
It's
the,
not a new season of Haikyuu, it's movie remakes of the matches against Aoba Josai and Shiro Torizawa.
You noob.
Anyway, Attack on Titan and Haikyuu were like super popular because they both just got their newer seasons. Yuri on Ice was popular, but not like crazy to the extent that I would have thought. Like given that.
Well,
it is
they also don't
so
have the
big.
character, like there's a lot of characters in Yuri on Ice, but there's not a lot of characters in Yuri on Ice like there's a lot of characters in Haikyuu or Attack on Titan or One Piece
or Detective Conan.
Well, also, I think they're struggling to keep up with demand. Like, because Josh Greeley was at MTech and he did a panel where he was talking about the person in the back was like, yeah.
Who went to that panel?
Yeah. But he was talking about how
Not
Yuri,
Sarah.
Yuri on Ice was projected to be the 15th most popular anime series of that season, and it was obviously number one. And so, like, that's why they've been scrambling to like come up with all of this merchandise, and they came out with those vinyl keychains. They're printing those things like paper.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
like,
printing money, man.
yeah, but you know, when it comes
Whoa, no, we don't have 5 minutes left. We just started.
yeah, we just started.
Yeah. He thinks it starts at 7:32.
All right, cool,
sure.
whatever. But
No,
yeah,
no.
like obviously they're struggling to keep up with demand. We're only just seeing figures now. I got my Nendos, and they're so
Mine
cute.
just shipped.
Oh,
Mine just shipped.
where did you pre-order from?
I can't pronounce it.
Oh, you got a pre-order from Ami Ami, man. I got mine last week.
Maybe that's what I got. But the pre-orders sold out.
Yeah.
And they keep having to print more of the pre-order. Like they're like, this is supposed to ship at the beginning of July, but it might not because they're trying to make more. So I've got two coming in. They just shipped. The Victor one is supposed to ship in October.
No,
August.
next month.
August. This
It's
month.
my birthday month, and I'm getting my boy.
That's exciting. And then the actual Victor figurine is shipping in October.
Oh, the one in
too.
all black.
The one in all black.
Oh, the
Yes.
booty. The booty one.
The
Yeah.
booty.
Yeah. Yeah. it's great.
Oh, and pre-orders just went up for the Stami Vicino one too. That one comes out in November. The 1/8 scale one.
Okay.
Yeah, just a heads up.
But yeah, Yuri on Ice came out and everyone was really impressed. The reason it's so good is because everyone in the anime community liked it, everyone in the ice skating community liked it, everyone in the LGBT community liked it, and all of these people that don't usually like all the same things was kind of culminated in this show. And the research that went into just the representation in the show, not even, like LGBT representation, but actual uniform representation and skate shows, and look at this. Look at these, like this is all real person in Yuri on Ice that they were at least based on appearance wise. We've got Mila over here, we've got Odabag, we've got Yuri, this is Yuzuru Hanyu.
It's precious.
He's precious and he's kick-ass on the ice. He won the Grand Prix final last year.
He won like every Grand Prix final.
He won every Grand Prix final. He's
I
like,
think he's a
thank you."
6-time world champion.
Cookies.
Okay.
That's very good.
I didn't know you meant all of it.
Good catch.
I should.
Me too. Funnily enough. Okay.
Here, I can tell you all these people because I memorized it.
TBH.
This is
I just wanted to crash this TBH.
so Avinsky Plashenko, who I don't think still skates. I
Evan
think he's
Yankee.
old. Sorry.
No, he coached Yuzuru.
Did he? Is that true?
A little bit.
Is that
Not
an
long.
actual fact?
That's an actual fact.
Okay. I'm not sure if I believe that.
Okay, now listen.
But I believe you.
Victor and Yurio, when they had their little bowl cuts when they were young, he had a bowl cut when he was young.
He totally did.
And then when he went into the not junior, the regular one,
Senior.
Yuzuru was in his junior, and he had a bowl cut. So like they kept copying
Yeah, I
each
know.
other's
They're so
haircuts. It was really.
Okay. This is Johnny Weir. I was like, I blanked on his name.
He's gonna be at Crunchyroll Expo apparently.
He's a super big fan. He's a
Yeah.
super big fan of Yuri on Ice. This is Ashley Wagner. I'm pretty sure she's American. She posted on Twitter. She's like, I made my anime debut.
Yeah, I made my anime debut
She
and posted
this
herself
side by side.
in the outfit. Like
Yeah.
that's the picture from her
This
Twitter.
is Dennis 10.
Yeah.
Which is, he was really funny. He tweeted also, he's like, how did they find this? That's a picture from like 8 years ago.
And it's
or
of
some
him
nonsense.
on a motorcycle with the leather jacket and the black
Yeah.
undercut and the.
Yeah, and he's actually from, I don't know if he's from Kazakhstan, but he's from somewhere.
That's
near
Joe
there.
Johnson. This one was retroactive.
Yeah.
He saw JJ, loved him, and now does this after his skate
Because his
race.
name's Joe Johnson.
His
It's
name's Joe
JJ.
Johnson.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Is he Canadian or American?
I,
He's American.
He's
I think
American.
he's American. Yeah. And then Yuzuru has a Winnie the Pooh tissue box holder that he always carries around, and they
Which is
replaced
what
that
they
with
modeled
the Makachini tissue holder.
Otabek's Ted plushie was also like something that was in real life as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love I really love this show. Most importantly, though, is they get little details right. Like the announcers they have are based on actual announcers. Some of them are voiced by the actual announcers that do the Japan skating. The coaches are based on actual coaches. Come on.
Now.
This guy's a real guy.
It's anime Hank Hill.
Gerard says he wants to cosplay him.
That was at the Olympics, right?
I
The
think
one
so.
The one that was in Canada.
No, that was at the Barcelona GPF.
Was it?
That's why they had it at the GPF.
At the Barcelona.
That makes
Of course they did.
I think it was in 2014.
I love it.
I don't obviously read anything about this show.
No, definitely not. Oh, okay. So this is Yuzuru, who is design-wise who Yuri is based on. This is him on the ice versus him off the ice. We're gonna have to watch this a couple of times because it's pretty quiet. But you need to hear the very, very end of this video. So don't worry about the first go round.
We'll play it again.
We'll play it again.
勝負の分かれ目のある4回転ジャンプを
Okay, one more.
I love that clip so much.
He's just so graceful.
4回転ジャンプを
What does he say? Just gibberish.
Yeah.
It might be something
It
in
might be
Japanese, but I
Japanese.
don't.
I heard a Dio, but I don't know anything about what life is.
I doubt that's what he said, but in my heart, that's what he said.
That was the emotion behind
That
it.
was the
That was the
emotion.
mood.
Yeah.
The mood he was setting. One thing that sets Yuri on Ice apart from other sports animes is that instead of queerbaiting, it's actually gay. And the best thing about it is nobody in the context of the show gives a shit. And Kubo said that this show takes place in a version of our world where people can love whoever they want to love.
And it don't
And
matter.
it don't matter. Which goals. Hashtag.
I don't know about the rest of you, but this show has actually ruined queer baiting anime for me. Like, I'm just watching shows and I'm like, when are you gonna kiss? Come on,
Yeah.
just kiss. Stop doing this teasy thing. I don't like it.
You go back and watch Haikyuu or Free or something like that, and you're like, I don't even see the gay anymore here.
Your shipping goggles have been like removed.
Forcibly
You're like,
removed by Yuri on Ice. There's a theory going
Now
around.
I can't see anything.
There's a theory going around of exclamation marks, and Free had one exclamation mark in the title, and it was kind of gay. And then Haikyuu had 2, and it was pretty gay. And then Yuri on Ice had 3.
Super gay.
So it's actually really gay.
The new Dive anime that's going on right now has 2.
Has 2.
The
so
first episode, I watched the first half of it. Well, I watched more since then, but the first episode was like hella bi. The first episode.
Good. I'm
The first episode. Like, I can't. Past that, it got a little more plot based, but.
Boo, plot. Who likes
I only
plot?
watched, like, 3
Wait,
episodes.
plot in a diving anime? Like,
Well, they were like, oh no. Or,
I'm diving for 10 episodes.
It's just like, it takes half an episode. It's like a card game in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, I have to spring my trap.
I need to jackknife. Just a half hour of like this guy going like,
The Millennium Jackknife.
like, the girl was in it for like, so the main character's a dude. The girl was in it for like a few like minutes of the first episode, and she hasn't come back.
oh,
So I don't know what happened to her.
she's dead.
She drowned.
She fell into the plot hole that all female characters fall into, and male-dominated.
I don't know.
She's a selkie.
Yeah.
She took off her swimsuit and now she's a seal. But yeah, no, I'm all for that. When we who went to the Intact panel?
Not you?
Not me.
Yeah. Somebody, during the question time, somebody raised their hand. They're like, so what would happen if Yuri on Ice had 4 exclamation marks? And one of us said, exact same thing, except everybody's Chris.
No! I have a very important question. Who's going to Anime Fest? Yeah, I'll see you there. Anime Fest is in Dallas, and Kubo and Yamamoto are going to be there, the co-creators, and it's going to be so good. Ooh. I'm very excited, in case you couldn't tell.
It's like, I actually bought a con pass for this.
I did. I usually can't afford to go to cons unless I get invited, so sorry, that's a really douchey thing to say.
Same fam. But yeah, it's beautiful. Really sweet. They're engaged. They released artwork of the inside of the ring, and it's got a little snowflake etching inside.
But only when you put them together.
But only when you put them together. Like it's half the picture on one ring and half the picture on the other. It's really, really
Yes.
I love it so much.
I have to admit, okay, so there are times where I am not sober. I can admit that. And there are times when I'm not sober that I look at Tumblr. And this, like,
Is there
somebody
any other way to look at Tumblr?
somebody posted like a gift set where it was like every angle of this scene broken down, and I could feel my heart racing.
My heartbeat.
I could, and because I wasn't sober, I just got so excited. I was like, sorry.
Yeah, that's really, that's a straight up engagement, yo.
I love after that when they're at the dinner and Peach's like, oh my god,
And everyone's like,
You know, my favorite shot, like in the entire series, is the one where they're walking with their arms around each other right afterwards. Like, I was like, oh my god. I wasn't really live tweeting the episode, but I was like, all right, episode 10, everyone was talking about the rounded golden preview, and I was like, it's a medal. But we had people being like, no, look at the angle of his eyes. He's looking at a hand, and that means he's got a ring on it. Ah! And like, it's like, no, it's not, no. And then like when the episode happened, I was swearing profusely. I was like throwing things at the TV.
I think Martin texted me. And he was like, Marianne is throwing furniture. I'm guessing Yuri on Ice was good.
Yeah. And but I remember tweeting
all of the pillows are on one side of the living room.
I've actually screen capped the tweets that I posted during that time where I was like, all right, episode 10, and then it's just like, holy shit! How is there still half an episode? and then that was perfect.
I like episode, okay, yeah. So.
They're so cute.
So.
Yes, let's just take a moment.
Yeah,
a moment of silence.
Let's take a moment. Hang on.
No, put it back.
All right. I think a further slide addresses this, but I'm going to talk about it now. Yuri on Ice uses a trope referred to as the unreliable narrator. And that is, you can't always, if a character's telling a story, you can't always take what they're saying as the truth. Not necessarily because they're lying to you, they might be, but also because they are warped by a perspective. It's why Slytherins are always the bad guys. They wouldn't be if Harry hadn't been told, hey, all the bad guys came from Slytherin. Harry's like, hey, yeah, you're a bunch of dicks.
If Harry Potter were a Slytherin, then...
Yeah, he'd be like, well, those Gryffindors are pompous bastards. And paw for life. We'll take you too. But and it's Yuri's like that, and he's like, hi, I'm Yuri Katsuki. I'm a dime a dozen figure skater. It's like, okay, I flunked out of the Grand Prix final. I got the lowest score. It's like, okay, so you're only the 6th best skater in the world.
I'm the worst.
What a loser.
Yeah.
The best.
Go back to Russia.
I'm a dime a dozen. You are on the Japan National League website. You're their poster boy. You went home and your picture is everywhere. You have fans all over the globe. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna retire. I'm not good at this. And I had a bad season, and it's like, people love you, Yuri. Please love yourself also.
And now he can, since they have the free skate and Aerosnet.
Right, there you go. So when Victor shows up, Yuri is really, really confused because he doesn't understand why Victor is so invested, in him and his well-being, and it's because he's madly in love.
also. But he sees potential in Yuri. And in the beginning, when episodes were first coming out, everyone thought that Victor had like a hidden agenda because we never saw anything from anyone's perspective except for Yuri. But the reason we never saw anything from Victor's perspective is because it would just be this. So the first time we see anything from Victor's perspective is after we get this lovely picture scene. So we get Yuri telling the story. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's got alcohol-induced amnesia. We don't know what Victor's motive is, and then episode 10 happens.
Victor, be my watch, Victor.
Maybe we should have carded for this event.
And then, you know, if you watch that particular piece of animation, you get this up close out of Victor's face, and you hear this gentle gay gasp.
Yeah.
Like it's just this little intake of breath, and his eyes get sparkly, and he blushes, and it's just
adorable.
It's like, oh yeah, no, that's the reason. That's why Victor's here, is because he is smitten. Twitter pated. That's the word.
I think what I really love though about like how they utilize the unreliable narrator trope is that it also subverted and kind of made fun of those queer baiting tropes that they used in the first couple of episodes. Because I mean, maybe when we've seen anime, we've not necessarily seen anime be quite so shameless in terms of like, you know, like the little chin thing that Victor does with Yuri in episode 2, and like, you know, him being like, oh, you could make me pregnant, or the...
I guess
There's so much arrows on the eyes, it could impregnate me.
Yeah.
I love that
When
line.
that happens, like at the very beginning, Yuri is standing with Yuko and the triplets and Yurio on the side, and then you cut to Victor while he's dancing. You hear Yuri say, "There's so much arrows, it's gonna impregnate me." And then it cuts back to Victor, Victor freezes, and Yuri's standing on the ice right in front of him. So Yuri's saying,
there's so much arrows, he's gonna impregnate me. It's happening now.
I would love for this to happen. I will bear all of his children. Don't know how, but it will happen.
I was gonna say the unreliable. The unreliable narrator trope also makes it awesome for a rewatch.
Yes.
So because it has an unreliable narrator, you watch it through the first time, and you get to 10 and then you finish it or whatever, and then you're like, wait, this changes all of it.
Yeah. And so you immediately, how many times have you watched it through? Because I know at Kami it was like...
Probably at least 10.
Yeah.
I don't even need the subtitles anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, and so because it has the unreliable narrator, when you go back and watch those first 9.5 episodes,
Your heart breaks every time.
Yeah, it's completely different than the way you saw it the first time you watched it.
it's like the second episode after Victor shows up and he's like, "Let's have a sleepover. We should sleep together and get to know each other better." And
Yeah,
for Victor.
That's not a fucking setup.
So for Victor, he sees Yuri skating his routine in his podunk home rink. He's out of shape. He's
Without
you know,
music.
with no music. Yuri did not have music playing when he was doing the Sammy Pacino. And so when Victor sees that video and carts off to Japan and tells Yuri, you skate like your body is making music, that's literally what was happening. It wasn't on
There was no
the
music.
video he was watching, there was no video. And so Victor's like, this is it. He does remember. This is great. So I'm gonna pack my dog, pack everything I've worn
Just put him
since
in a
'96, fly to his house, strip naked, and we're just gonna pick up where we left off. It'll be great. What could possibly go wrong?
I also love that like it changes the context of his relationship with others too, because like when you first see episode 6 and Chris comes in and introduces himself by grabbing Yuri's
Why didn't you
ass.
invite me to the party?
Yeah, and you're just like, ew, go
Yeah.
away, you mad ejaculating devil. Like
Whereas Chris is like, hey, remember that time we pole danced like madmen?
yeah, like, I'm sorry, but you know, if you pole dance naked with somebody, you tend to forge an intimate bond with that person.
Can confirm. firm.
So,
Actually, I have. If anybody wants to check out the dealer's room tomorrow, I have some cosplay prints of my pole dancing Yuri.
yay.
So,
But yeah,
I
I
just
just,
heart buttons.
after, before episode 10, I was like, Chris, you're a menace. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, he's so adorable. I love him.
He's
Him,
just,
his little
he's
leg.
just affectionate with his friends. That's all.
And he has a hair
What's that
trigger.
like?
Like, well, you know, whatever.
What's that?
I love it. But yeah, Yuri's like, oh yeah, after the Grand Prix final, I couldn't even talk to Victor. It's because you were humping his leg.
No words were needed.
Actual spit take.
Yeah, actual spit take.
This is when Victor realizes
That he doesn't remember anything.
Yuri doesn't remember anything. He thinks I just randomly showed up as at his house with my dog.
What have I done?
Moved in, I told him I wanted to sleep together. You know, thigh grabs, lip grabs, impregnating on the ice, you know, whatever the hell's going on.
I mean, if Victor had any shame, I'm sure he would be very embarrassed, but I'm not sure that he does.
Chapstick,
Yeah.
kiss,
Oh.
all these things. Do it. Do it. I'll answer for you. Wait, we don't have
Where's
you to
Minami?
me.
Minami, come here.
Just
We
scream.
have
I need
to
the chicken
scream.
nugget.
We've got the video. We've got the link
Yes.
Oh, really?
of the
That is
Minami dub.
that's an
Yeah.
excellent thing.
Yeah, we've got some dub here.
There's one, this one. I was just
Oh.
gonna say this is beautiful.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you don't realize on the
Yeah. You realize it on the
rewatch. That's the word. Pork cutlet bowl. That's what Arrow says to me.
Victor's face.
Yeah, Victor's
Says-
face is just completely. What? Really? Oh, the animator. It was in one of the art books when they initially drew the pork cutlet bowl.
Oh yeah.
Kubo and the other co-creator, what's his name?
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto came up to the animator and said, "You need to make the pork cutlet bowl look more erotic."
And he was like,
I mean,
And then
I'm
he
into
saw
it.
further episode titles. He was like, "Oh."
okay, it makes sense now.
But yeah, so Victor's thinking, you know, you showed me the night of my life, and then pretended I didn't exist, and then I showed up at your house with my dog and everything I've worn since 1996.
The best heroes you have is food.
And the best Eros you have is food. And so the next day, Yurio and Yuri meet at the rink, at the Hasetsu rink. It says, Victor still isn't here, isn't he? No, he stayed up all night drinking.
Till dawn.
Till dawn. He stayed up till dawn drinking. So Victor heard Yuri say pork cutlet bowls are the sexiest thing I can think of, and then went out on a bender.
Poor man.
That is the most tragic thing on the rewatch, personally. I love that. And you would never notice
No,
it.
the most tragic thing is in
You would
episode
never
2
notice it,
after Yuri rejects him, says, "No, I don't want to sleep together,"
Oh,
and then
oh,
he's
that's in here too.
Crying.
holding his dog and crying. It might be.
Maybe it's not.
No, I don't think
I'm
it is.
sorry.
But everyone's like, well, why is he crying? It's like people's eyes water when they sleep. It's just an animation thing. But no, he's crying because his heart got broken.
I forgot about that one. You're right. That was better.
Look, Yuri's victory pose is the same 20 years later.
Oh, child Yuri.
Battery is running low 12%.
Yikes.
We gotta get
Play
through
that
this.
videos.
Gotta make it, gotta make it through. Soon, gotta make it through this.
Okay, episode 10 also implies that either the banquet venue had a pole,
You know Chris
or
brought
Chris
it.
carries one everywhere.
In my head, I like to think that's how he stays
It's
fit.
not in Switzerland, which means he had to take it on the plane.
Yeah. No, in my head, like, that's how he stays. Because, you know, like, Yuri does ballet. So Chris definitely pole dances, like, as a means of keeping himself limber and keeping his mature eros intact.
But that
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yuri would not be able to do that if he hadn't had practice beforehand.
It is true.
And
He's
the
also-
only chance he would have had to learn that is when he was in America with Petite
Yes.
in Detroit.
Oh my.
So he and Petite probably
For what? Like what?
pole dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's because he just got home. Like he had been in America for
Yeah,
5, 6 years.
5 years, yeah.
And you can't pull that out after more than 5 or 6 years. So either he was taking pole dancing classes and Petite didn't know about it, Or he was taking pole dancing classes and Pachit did know about it.
Or most likely, he was taking pole dancing classes with Pachit.
Yes.
Yeah, and so when, they're standing on the bleachers and they've got like their leg up, it's like, hey, look at our thighs, we've been working out.
They're so cute.
I love that.
I love that the animators, like when they, because like the broadcast stuff is usually, it needs to be cleaned up for the Blu-ray release. And they actually swapped Yuri and Pachit on accident. They had to color correct because like Pachit was the one in the back who kind of had the more crazed, no wait, I'm sorry, I think he was in the foreground, and either way, they got the colors mixed up for those two.
Oh no. Poor love.
I love them.
They're great.
Best friends.
There's a link down here. You can Google this article title and pull it up. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It says, pole dancers react to ending sequence of Yuri on Ice episode 10.
It's really interesting.
And so it goes through and it shows the pictures, and they've interviewed pole dancers and like, oh, well, this is called this is called this. This would be dangerous. Don't carry anything, don't carry a wine bottle to the pole because if you count, Yuri drank 17 flutes of champagne.
Yes.
What?
Right. And so it's like, how do you get drunk on champagne? 17. That's how. That's how you get drunk
small
on champagne.
too. How does he not die?
He's also Japanese,
He's
and
small
they do
and
not have a good
Japanese.
alcohol tolerance.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're like, okay, well, this is called this and this is called this, but I'm not sure how they're both on the pole doing that at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, the general consensus is the stuff that Yuri is doing, you could learn in 2 or 3 months. The stuff that Chris is doing is expert level stuff that some of the pros don't even do.
Years and years.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
He
So-
practices in the hotel.
I guess. Like, he carries the pole everywhere.
Yeah, he sets it up. They do have portable stripper poles.
That's
I
right.
looked it up
Gotta be good.
for a fan fiction that I may or may not have written.
Was it about Chris though? Or was it unrelated?
Chris was in it.
It's like, it starts at the Sochi Grand Prix final and then it just
All
goes
right,
canonically.
Okay. So, Stay Close to Me. Which is one of the, like, when Victor skated out on the ice, that was just like, yeah. And yeah, it's really, really gay. So then they've got these lifts going on, and what they do, they keep swapping who has the lead role, which is great because it shows good balance in their relationship. But also, Victor does most of the lifts in the beginning, and Yuri does most of the lifts at the end of the routine.
Just one.
Huh?
Just one.
Just one?
At the very end.
Showing, well, we don't see to the very,
Well,
very end.
we only know.
To be fair, he also did one in the comic as well.
Yeah,
That's what I
we're
meant.
coming up on it.
Yeah.
So that also confirms Yuri has more stamina than Victor does, which is a sort of a recurring thing that's mentioned over and over. So we've got this just lovely, God, they're so in love. And then the very, very end lift is this one right here, and Yuri is lifting Victor up in the air. No, this is all text. At the end of the routine, when we see it in its entirety in episode 1, the final pose is this, which is that just
Minus
with
person.
minus
Aw.
person.
He was hugging his invisible boyfriend.
And so it's actually, I would stay close to me. Put your chest in my face.
Disgusting.
I know
them.
it's really gay. I love it. It's wonderful.
Do you guys know what this is from, by the way? Who does not know about this Welcome to the Madness comic? You don't? It's great. You don't?
Wait,
Who doesn't know about Welcome to the Madness?
We've got
Here.
madness slides.
Okay, well, I'm just curious. Who doesn't know? You don't? Quite a few people do not know. But yeah, well, we'll get to it, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
Why do you do this?
Why did you do this?
I
I've
spontaneously
got pictures
exploded.
of me and Anya. Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, Odebek's here, and that's kind of all right. They're working on, they might just be friends. And then Odebek rips Yurio's glove off with his teeth after the Grand Prix final, which, by the way, Yurio's grandfather is watching.
He's like, that's nice, son.
Yeah.
Good job.
So Yurio did not like the program that what's her name? His ballet coach.
Lilia.
That Lily. Can you plug it in?
It's the TV and the sound system are the only two plugs.
Oh.
What?
Scheiße.
That's against
Oh, there's a plug over here.
Oh, okay.
Let
I
me.
don't think that'll make it.
What is this?
That's the sound system tape before.
Okay. I can. This can reach up there.
Sorry.
Breaking the rules. Don't try this at home.
It was like, I already looked.
Just like the pole.
Testing 1, 2. Okay, we're good. So he did not like the program that Lilia wrote for him. So he's like, "This shit, I'm writing something else. I'm not gonna do what they want me to do. I'm not gonna be that angelic thing. I'm going to be Yuri Plisetsky." So Rage King. So he sneaks to the club where Odebek is DJing. This is canon. He sneaks into the club where Odebek is DJing. He's not old enough.
He's 15.
He's 15. And Odebek plays a mix, and Yurio's like,
That one.
it's like, Odebek, I want you to play this song at my exhibition skate, and I'm gonna write it tonight. And I also want you to help. And so everyone's like, oh, cool, maybe Odebek and Yurio will do a pair skate. That's not the thing that happened. I don't know if this is the high def one.
By the way, as a voice actress, I do have to officially not endorse this, even though I myself have done this as well, because this is a pirated thing, but I'm sure hopefully Funimation will get the rights for it eventually. So make sure you buy the DVDs.
Please do that, because you're gonna want to see this in high def.
Yeah.
This released the preview for it, not even the full thing. The preview for it released on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I wore the cosplay to MTech on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because
That was you?
that was me.
I was just like, this just released. What?
Go big or go home, man.
Yeah.
But he's so glittery.
Oh, I love this.
The lights.
Yes.
Oh. No.
Internet.
That's a slide that only Johnny Weir does, by the way, who is the gayest of gays. Pew pew, sexual tension.
I love the people who are like, who like use that image of him like dead on the ice, and they're like, my mom just asked me to clean my room.
Yep. So this is the manga when when Yurio first hears Odebek's mix.
So freaking cool.
Yeah, this song is so freaking cool. There's a little DJ Odebek. Hey Anya, you want to cosplay this?
You know what? You know what the best part is about that outfit though, is that him and Odebek bought it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear that outfit we bought when we were shopping in Barcelona.
To get your attention in the club.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Best boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
As much as I love Josh Greeley, I don't ship him with Gru.
I do appreciate that Victor is in Despicable Me 3 though. with his no. He's like, yeah, like there's Gru, and then his brother Drew comes in, and he's blonde and charismatic and like
And smiling all the time.
yeah, and wears white.
Oh, Anya, can you tell us the thing about why Yurio is always pissed at Victor for smiling all the time? Is that okay?
Don't put me on the spot.
You don't have to. That's fine.
You go for it, man.
No, here.
Go for it.
You don't do that in Russia, unless you're. What did you say?
At the risk of sounding like really ableist fucking retarded.
Oh, well, oh my. You don't do that.
You don't smile all the time?
You don't smile all the time unless you are mentally disabled. Like that's just not socially what's going on. It's like, why are you acting like a doofus? Why are you?
It's also like super condescending.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like baby talking someone all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, darling, how you doing?
In
All the time.
in the Yuri on Museum track with Christoph and Victor, Chris actually mentions that Yuri, whenever Victor's around Yuri, he's uncharacteristically serious. Like he shows a more like neutral side of himself to Yuri that he does not normally show to.
So maybe
other
Victor
skaters.
is being condescending. but it pisses Yurio off because he's like, I look up to you. You're making me look bad because I look up to you. I thought that was really interesting. It's not something that anybody would know without,
I also think he was pissed off that like he dropped everything to go run after a boy in a different country and was like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the adult in this situation.
Yeah, but have you seen Yuri's thighs?
Yes, I have. He's got that nice little like line in the quad.
On the downside, in the dub, Victor sounds like Gru from Despicable Me, and not just, oh yeah, I can hear it.
It's a shame because I really do like Jerry Jewell. I think he's a great actor, but I wish that I understand why they made the choice. I just don't necessarily agree with the creative decision of having accents, especially because like Pachit and Yuri don't, which like they lived in the U.S. for 5 years, so I guess they might not have them anymore. But then Sunbeal and like, it's weird.
Yeah, this is what you're gonna say, isn't it? So one thing that I recently kind of thought of and would really love to see is like an ultimate dub of Yuri on Ice. That sounds kind of dumb, but it's like Yuri on Ice in the language in which it actually would have taken place in each situation.
Like if
So you
Victor
would-
and Yurio are talking, they're
It would be in
speaking
Russian. But if Yuri and Pachit were talking, it would be in English. And there's this one scene that they were talking about in the Japanese one that native Japanese people can tell because it's like accents are hard to tell if you don't speak the language. Where Victor's like, "Come to Hisetsu, it's
Oh,
great,"
yeah.
and it's like really basic Japanese.
like
and the Japanese,
second grade 3
yeah,
level.
and so the Japanese voice actor for Victor changes his accent so that you can tell it's in a different language.
Speaking Japanese and not Russian.
He's speaking
Or
Japanese.
English.
but
Because
the whole
canonically they're
thing
all
is-
speaking English
Pretty
whenever
much.
they're together.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yuri and Victor, at least.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a common language among international athletes.
But
It's
at
just
least
kind of
at
a
first,
base.
there is that one episode where Yurio's skating and Yuri says "davai" and
yeah.
Victor says "gambare."
Yeah, I know. I mean, they do it.
Aww.
They do it a little bit, but I
just
would
like
think it'd be really cool to see one where they did it like through the whole thing, and so you would watch it with subtitles for the whole thing because it would constantly be switching languages.
But that way you would actually
It'd be so
know.
cool to see when they're speaking what.
Yeah.
Because when Yuri is like yelling and professing his love for Victor on national television,
He doesn't
it's
know.
in Japanese, and Victor
Yeah.
has no idea what's going on, and he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna burn that tie.
But you can't tell.
And
because
Yuri's
it's
like,
all-
I don't have a word for what I feel for Victor, so I'm gonna call it love.
And Victor's like, your tie is ugly.
You just look bad, big dog.
And you can't really tell because you can't. The language barrier is not as prominent because it's all dubbed in one language.
I've heard that like in the scene where he talks to Celestino on the phone, that kind of happens as well, where like
He
speaks,
gets an American accent.
yeah, he speaks kind of awkwardly with Celestino until they start speaking in a more like common language or something like that. But yeah,
It'd be interesting. That'd be so cool to see.
I'm fascinated by that idea.
Fan dub.
But
We
Why are you looking at me?
we need someone who can speak Russian.
mixes up on YouTube people that mash the dubs together.
I mean, watch the official release, kids, but ooh.
Watch the official release in every language.
By the
Man.
way, like Russian Yuri sounds like a gremlin, so.
Okay,
That's
like
true to character
But I
then.
mean, he is a gremlin, exactly.
like Pitch from original Voltron Gremlin.
Like, I've been smoking for 35 years.
I would believe that Yuri has
yes.
smoked for 35 years. In the womb. Like his mom just like, he
My
comes out and it's just a puff of smoke. Yeah.
Oh, honey,
He
feel,
kicked all the other eggs out of her uterus.
honey, feel the baby's vaping. That's it. That's the funniest thing I'll ever say.
Goodbye, everyone.
So basically, all the dubs have that one that's not good. Basically, because the American is, or the English is Victor. Apparently, the
It's not that he's not good. It's just it pulls you out of the show.
I agree,
It's not-
absolutely. But I think there are worse people. From the tiny, I haven't actually seen the whole dub, so maybe I should keep my mouth shut. I'm waiting until the Blu-rays come out. But
That's fair.
I think he's well cast, but the accent is.
Yeah, no, I mean the accent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Anya.
Further comment, it's awful in episode 1, but it actually does get more natural the further the dub goes on. So I thought it was stunning.
I actually know the
He was
girl who
recovering
did-
from bronchitis.
Well, I know the woman who did. They had a Russian coach in the studio with them. Yeah, her name's Lauren Kahn, and she was there.
As the show went on, it just became better. As far as
That almost sounds like Sean.
Sean, is that you, Sean?
It's not Sean.
It's not Sean.
That no, really, when Sean snores, that's it's bad. Sometimes we're like, can y'all get us 2 rooms, a Sean room and a not Sean room? I had so the dub. We've got some greatest hits. We've got some Kristoff.
Please.
We've got Minami. I'm gonna show Minami real quick. 'Cause it's very short.
I think this costume was the right choice. You look absolutely stunning. Your lips are a little chapped.
Chanel names. Wait.
Okay, so I told my story. These girls,
He's like, and look at this guy. It's like, are you okay? I mean, me too, but calm down. Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that one's completely blank face.
That's sweet. She's like, like, oh, this is, and Yuri's standing there like, boyfriend, my lips are chapped. Like, he's totally cool with it at this point.
See, rewatches.
Yes, rewatches, screencasts,
Always see new things.
love everything.
My beautiful cow.
Okay. Kristoff, okay, I'm gonna tell you a story about a person who is very dear to me and also like sex repulsed aromantic. Not a big fan of Kristoff. And so we're watching episode 6 or 7 or whatever this is. And Kristoff's
It's 6.
performance happens, and he gets to the point where he says, I think I'm going to come. And she just goes, please don't. Please don't. Yeah, and then immediately after it's JJ's turn, and when he's done, he bends down and kisses the ice. And so it's like,
That was actually that was in episode 8? 8. So it was a different venue. That was in Russia.
are you sure?
Yes. Yes. And here it's Pachit, Kristoff,
Okay, you're a nerd.
yeah.
Sorry. Why didn't you invite me to the party? It was just hot pot. You're in better shape than last year. I guess your master must be giving you very thorough training, eh? I've lost all motivation. How could you abandon me, Yuri? You're committing a grave sin keeping him to yourself. The horse skating world is hoping for his return. Is he alright? He seems a bit worked up. I thought it was going to be a boring season with no character to compete against. But Yuri could turn out to be a worthy opponent. Too bad for him. Eros is my specialty. He's alright. I want to take it slow so I can peek at the Grand Prix final. Yuri, your innocent sexuality is powerful.
What the fuck?
By the time I'm done today, you'll realize how much you still have left to learn. I think I'm going to come. Unfortunately, my pre-program. Plus, I'm good at coming from behind.
Yeah, I mean, you're making a great fit. I love
And
it.
they gave him a list.
Yeah, they gave him a list. Like,
He's the only, like, in my, I wish that he just voiced Chris in every language.
yeah.
Every
I love
language.
this. Yeah.
I love the Japanese guy too, but
That's true. They're
he's
pretty
amazing.
And again, like you said, this is one of those where it's like, also, let's appreciate the framing here.
I love this scene because it's 3 butts for the price of 1.
Yeah.
It goes like Yuri's butt, then that.
Kubo has said, when you draw Victor, he's very slimly built, but he has quite a butt.
Every interview they talk about butts.
That's true.
Every single interview they talk about skaters' butts.
It's very important.
It's a high priority in their
It is.
animation.
I appreciate their priorities.
Make that butt more erotic. But here's a few reasons you should watch the actual dub. I would watch it subbed first.
Yeah.
And because this is the abridged series.
Yeah. Well, it's basically like people were saying like, oh yeah, when you watch Japanese, it's like really emotional and touching and blah blah blah, and then when you watch the English, it's the best sitcom you've ever seen.
First, it is all love, agape. The theme is unconditional love. This is all love, eros, and the theme of it is sexual love.
Why you
The more
feel
the truth to escape to these opposing themes. Here are your assignments. You get eros, you get agape. It's a switch, that's so not me.
He's naked. So very naked.
He's away. Come on, open up. It's a perfect way for us to learn more.
What was it? What did you see?
Remember, you're not setting foot in this ring until you drop some points, little piggy.
Not exactly awesome in the pep talk department, though, is he?
You got time for a little chat? Hey, I didn't even know you were here. I'm surprised Yoko let you come. You need something? Not a happy face.
That is not a happy
You have Victor to yourself all the time, Fetzo. So I'm staying here, okay?
If I say no, is there any chance you'll actually leave?
The offspring here is justified.
Thanks for nice. There's so much eros in this routine, I think it might impregnate me.
Did I actually say that? I'm gonna go crawl under a rock and die!
What can I say? The trip just wasn't the same after you left.
You should come visit me in Bangkok sometime. I'll show you around.
Kaku crowd.
Trust your intuition. Find something that inspires you. It could even be a memory. Like when a girl said she loves you. What?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. I'm just really stressed right now.
No, it's my fault. I forgot you never had a lover. You haven't.
No?
What about ex-lovers?
I'd rather not talk about
Then
it.
let's talk about me. Let's sing my first. Yuri, what would you like me to wear?
I don't know, clothes?
Maybe the little ceiling during competitions helps you keep going longer. There's also the fact that you haven't had any major injuries and you're younger than me.
I just couldn't help it. Sorry.
Is it getting that deep?
No. It's very thick and shiny.
I don't know if I will ever.
Well, those two seem to get along pretty well, huh? Sensei, take me now.
That one where he touches that one where he touches Yuri on the head, even in the sub, is in all English. He's like, no, everything is okay.
Everything okay. One thing I would like to bring up is
Take me now.
With the, ooh, I'm sexy. Check it out.
I love how he reads that in the Japanese though. He's like, like it's just so half-assed.
When Yuri skates on love Eros and Yuri skates on love Agape, and was not what they picked. And when they had the opportunity to actually choose something for themselves, their exhibition skates, Yuri's was about Agape, and that Welcome to the Madness is the most Eros thing I've ever seen. Just like, rip my gloves off with your teeth.
But also Chris, so...
Okay. Sorry.
Continue.
Yeah. You want to tell them what otik means? It's basically saying, like, wee little Oda kitten.
Oda kitten. I like it.
Oda kitten.
That's cute.
Yeah.
My husband got so offended when he learned about like Russian nicknames. He was like, Vitya, what is that? That's stupid. Like, but it's cute. And Vitchenka. It's adorable.
Oh, there was one more thing. I thought you were going to say something about it, and I forget what it was. Hang on, let me scroll back through here. Oh, don't remember what it is. And if you went to the impact panel, you know this. Oh. Somebody raised their hand and asked the question, and they're like, hey, Josh, I have a question. It's like, yeah. When you had to say the line, he's so naked, so very, very naked. How many takes did that take? He goes, 1. Really? Yes, I knew exactly how I wanted to say it. It's 90% fear, 10% arousal. Because Josh was a fan of the show when they started casting the dub. And then they got it to where it was coming out pretty much at the same time. Like, it was just a couple of days after. It was less than a week off. So because his wife now, actually, comes from a family of figure skaters. So they're like, have you seen this show? And Josh was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this show. Yeah, this is cool. You want to try out for Yuri on Ice? Yeah, I want to try out for Yuri on Ice. So he got the call. And they're like, you're in Yuri on Ice? Great, you're Yuri. Okay. He said no, it's very thick and shiny was also a single take, because they would watch, it would come out the day before, and everybody, they watched the premiere with us, and then they would have to do the dub for it. So.
Yeah, the frustrating thing actually about simulcasting and dubbing and stuff, for those of you who don't know, I'm a voice actress and I was in Little Witch Academia, and we did not do a simul dub for that. We released the first 13 episodes on Netflix just recently. However, we did record them week by week, and the very frustrating thing about doing that is that the Japanese clients do not usually or ever send any sort of series Bible. They don't send any materials. It's literally just like, here's the video file, here's the transliteration, enjoy. So you have no idea, if Chris, they didn't know if Chris was gonna make it to the GPF. They meaning Funimation. So who do you cast in a role that you don't know how large it's going to be? And but yeah, it's really frustrating. But it's fun, I guess, as a fan. But then if you're working on pre-production or anything like that, it's kind of a nightmare because you have no idea where the series is going to go. So you also have no idea what sort of direction you want to take it in terms of your voice direction. And
it's
everything.
sort of like a Game of Thrones, where you don't know between episode to episode, because they film them in order, because you don't know if your character's going to die yet.
Right,
they can't release spoilers.
Well, but the difference there is that the creators know, and I assume they communicate to everyone below them, not the actors necessarily.
What the actors always know, because the directors call them and say, we're going to take you out to dinner. And that's basically, we're going to buy you a big steak before you don't have a job anymore.
But yeah, even in English dubbing, even the directors don't know what's going to happen before it happens. I agree.
What is happening over there?
Good question.
I'm not sure.
What isn't happening over there?
True.
We have 6 minutes left.
Do we?
We do.
I thought we went until, we started.
30.
Oh, okay, yes, that's right, yes.
Yeah. Cool. So we have 6 minutes worth of questions.
if anybody has any favorite parts, cosplay questions, favorite characters, English dub quotes. What's up, Shiro? You're gonna have to talk over that guy.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
There is, so we were talking about the exclamation point theory.
Yeah.
There's an anime coming out, it's a ballroom anime that has 4 exclamation
Welcome to the
points.
ballroom.
Welcome to the ballroom.
So I'm
Doesn't it?
terrified.
Does it have 4?
It has 4.
Oh, it actually has women in it too because it's forced to. I wonder if the women will be gay.
Oh my!
Perish the thought.
I mean, it has 4 exclamation marks, so.
I've read Welcome to the Ballroom, and the one like main female character is 100% gay.
Is she?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. For like
I mean, there's
canon
no
or-
other girls in it for her to be gay with, but she's like, yeah, no, this is this is not my thing.
I think the first 6 episodes are out on Anime Strike if you guys have Amazon Prime and feel like paying an extra $5 a month, by the way. So, yeah. It's really weird. I don't know why they put it, because you have to have Amazon Prime in order to watch it in the first place. Then you have to pay $5 extra a month for this service. And then it's like, all right, now you can watch this. And the interface is crappy, but I really want to watch the show.
Do not look up episodes on YouTube. That's illegal.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah.
I hate to even preface this, but my wife detests anime, but she keeps wanting me to watch guy on guy stuff with her.
She hates anime, but she wants to watch gay anime? Thank you, 10 minutes.
No, like just normal.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
just like gay stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this something that I could try to convince her to watch and she would
absolutely
get into anime? Because
Yes, I would say
This is
if you want something a little more like
Tame. Gay.
no gay, I was gonna say a little more like actually physically gay, not just emotionally gay. We can give you some references after.
No, that's fine. Because when you were doing that montage, every part of my brain was going, "What in the shit?"
Oh yeah, no, there's 2 men absolutely 100% in love with each other.
But
Yeah,
not 18 plus.
But it's not 18 plus, no.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, does your wife like gay stuff that is 18 plus or like family friendly or just any gay? She likes any gay. Because yeah, I mean,
Because if you want something a little harder, try World's Greatest First Love.
Like, let me put it this way: I convinced her to watch one of the hentai panels at MTAC. She laughed her ass the entire way through it.
You know, one time they stuck us on a dub your own hentai panel. Yes. And they pulled people from the audience, and one was the guy and one was the girl, and the title of it, by the way, was Mother Knows Breast. And then they had, special guests come to do the sound effects.
Amazing. Were you the special guest?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Jeffrey. and Chris Patton.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I was in a hentai once.
Really? What was it called?
Journey to Brobdingnag.
What?
It's a visual novel hentai game, and it's about Gulliver's Travels, basically. It's like a Gulliver's Travels fan fiction, but it's...
So, size kink.
Yeah, size kink. Like, they were like, a Japanese fisherman's house is approximately like 3 meters tall. She was approximately 20 sizes of the Japanese fisherman's house. So they have like this woman, and then they put a house next to her, and then they stack houses on top of the house. It's like, wow.
Sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. You can have
Giant woman.
All I want
That's
to
a
do
different
is
sound.
see you turn into giant woman. Speaking of gay.
Yeah, right? Like when you find out Garnet actually is 2 lesbians in a trench coat.
Best
I'm really sad that she's not like, business.
Numbers.
Children can be cruel.
You with the glasses.
If you use 3 words to describe Chris, what would you use?
Chris?
Really fun.
Not child appropriate.
Hello. Yes, not child appropriate. Really fucking fabulous is what I was gonna say, which is also not child appropriate.
Yes?
I was just gonna say like how Victor, Jerry Joel does, Victor. He also does Russia and Italia.
He does what?
Russia and Italia.
Oh, okay.
He does what?
Russia and Italia.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why they cast him.
Yeah, that's fair.
So maybe they're doing
Okay. We got
couple minutes. Are y'all doing an autograph session tomorrow?
No,
Okay,
don't
we
have
lost
any
your chance for that. But tomorrow, if you want to come hang out with us in the dealer's hall, we are sitting at the table across from the TARDIS. We do have some Yuri on Ice stuff. I've made Yurio's tiger sweater. The nose is fuzzy. You'll like it. So come by, see that. We also have cosplay prints. I have one of me and that Yuri. And I have one of me in this Yuri. So one of me in this Yuri is this print right here. It's from a victory shoot that we did a couple of weeks ago. There's going to be more in this series. This is the first one we've actually gotten out though. So come by. If you want us to sign it for you, we will. And then this one, if you're like, you know, I really want to support cosplayers, but I don't have anywhere to put all of these cosplay prints, I have a solution for you. These are shimmer heart buttons. And they're pins. So, it's what? Oh!
Did I just hear somebody go gay?
Yeah, hang on, I'm tossing this. Not looking.
What?
Oh!
Okay, so I'll have a couple of more at the table tomorrow if you want to come by and get some. But, or if you want to come up here and look at them, because we're just ostentatiously attractive. That's one of the prerequisites for paneling.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, I'm also doing I'm doing a vocal technique panel tomorrow. I think it's at 12 or 1 o'clock, but it's called How Does I Voice Act? So you can check that out.
Definitely. Go to Marianne's panel and then come by our shit. But yeah, we're gonna clean up. Martin's panel is in here next. Little Karibo, if you want to see him, he's doing his Little Karibo Unabridged.
Unabridged, yeah.
Okay, which is when you can ask him anything you want to. Don't ask him about Jack in the Box.
All right, well, thank you for coming, guys.
Thanks for coming. If you want to see the prints, it's up here. Take a look. We'll see y'all next time.